Hey everyone. You may not know this, but Jack Kerorac, the architect of the Beat generation, is a distant relative of yours truly. We are eighth cousins, 2 times removed. I picked this copy of Poetry for the Beat Generation up fittingly at a record store day promotion in a record store in Lowell, Massachusetts. Jack Kerorac was born there. He's buried there in Lowell, Massachusetts. Lowell is a kind of a quasi suburb of Boston. It actually technically is a city. It's a beautiful mill city. It's gone through a lot of renovation and a lot of revitalization. But this copy of Poetry for the Beat Generation, I could not resist picking up. I bought it, like I said, at Record Store Day a couple of years ago. It has Steve Allen. Steve Allen, the comedian, is actually the piano accompaniment. I'll show you the back of this. This was not cheap. I want to say I paid about $25 for it. It's limited to 900 copies. This being one of those 900. And what I think I'm going to do with it is actually tape it on my new cassette deck. We're going to show that cassette deck to you next. Here it is, gang, in all its glory. This is a Pioneer silver era cassette deck, model CT-F9191. This cassette deck was fully rebuilt and restored. I picked it up in Littleton, Massachusetts, just the other day. Let's power it up here. Show you those beautiful lights, beautiful VU meters. We'll reset the counter because the counter has a built-in memory feature. I've got this set up with my Pioneer SX780. Now, for those trolls who say that I'm blocking the heat of this receiver, this could not be further from the truth. Look at, gang. That's something called a space. There's space there. So don't worry about it. You know, the same people who say that are the people who are going to say that I'm wearing out my records and that my vertical tracking force is too heavy. Guys, you got bigger things to worry about. We're not sending men to the moon or Mars. We're not doing brain surgery or open heart surgery. We're enjoying recorded history. So this stuff needs to be played. You can't fret over it. This is my PL516. I'm going to put a new cartridge on. I'm going to put the Audio-Technica AT95E on. I have a, I think this is a, what the hell is this? Yeah, ADC cartridge on there right now. But we're going to put the AT95E on. I'm going to recalibrate the tone arm weight. I'm going to set it with our digital gram scale, so not to worry, guys. We're going to track it the right for, so a whopping 2 grams. So let's take it for a spin. You're doing it all wrong. You're doing it all wrong. 2.02. I think we're close enough. Dialed in our anti-skate. We're ready to take it for a spin. You're taping it all wrong. You're taping it all wrong. We're going to use a Maxell UR cassette, new old stock, and we're going to load it into our Pioneer deck. Once again, not brain surgery, not rocket science. We're not sending men to Mars. We load in the cassette, close it up, we're ready to tape. It's that simple. We've got our, well, let's turn our Dolby on, just because I like to have it on when I'm making my own tapes. There we go. We're ready to roll. Let's take this for a spin. I didn't even know this was colored vinyl. Very cool looking colored vinyl at that. I'm going to take my deck of brush, give it a clean. I'm going to do it off video so I don't have to listen to the "you're doing it all wrong" crowd. And we'll get our levels. Okay, we got our levels on the Pioneer cassette deck. Again, that's model CT-F9191. And we're going to start this turntable up. We're going to do that offline, off video, because I'm sure I'll be accused of doing that wrong. Maybe we'll sample a few seconds of this, as few as possible, so the copyright police don't hunt us down. Let's see how it sounds.
Drinking water by the tents, pacing up and down the soft sand under the stars, worrying about villages, wondering if your vision was real or just a fool. I get in the athletic club many times, and I'd go up in the billiard room, and I would wander back around the room, hands and back, and every coat rack I backed up against filled with a wallet. One day I walked out of there with 10 wallets. Bellboy looking me over. Pretty soon a very dignified looking gentleman come up and buzzed the bellboy. He says, "Who?" And I says, "Man told me his name while we were drinking at the bar and told me to meet him in this billiard room at the athletic club. I don't see him, so I better go." "Well, tell me about the old slouch hat." "Oh, one of my numerous trips to one of the numerous clubs in New York City. The hat finally was left in the hotel, which I had to leave rather hurriedly one night.